Hi there, and welcome to this video, which is all about how to get a great night's sleep. Now, if you're brand new, my name is Nicola. I'm a yoga teacher, a yoga therapist. I'm also highly sensitive and neurodivergent. So some of what I will talk about will relate to people a little bit like me, but really in general, this advice is for anybody who really just wants a good night's sleep, because we all sleep, regardless of how we're wired. Okay, so first of all, let's just start with why do we need sleep? I know it sounds obvious, but why do we need good quality sleep? Well, first of all, obviously our bodies need a rest from the day. It's how our bodies replenish. But importantly, our brain is sorting out all the stuff from the day. It's processing it. We're making memories. We're getting rid of the stuff that actually we don't need to remember. Maybe processing emotions. So this is really important. And on another physical level, sleep is also really important for the digestive system. So as somebody who's prone to experiencing bouts of IBS, I know if I've had a really poor sleep, my gut knows about it. It is so important. And of course, that leads into our immune system because our digestive health and our immune health are so interlinked. So if we have had a rough night's sleep or lack of sleep or not getting enough sleep or it's disturbed, whatever reason, this can really start to impact not just how clear we feel in our minds because our brain hasn't had the time to sort through everything, as well as our bodies just not getting enough rest, but our immune system can start to suffer because we need that restoration time where everything's kind of just sorting itself out. So from the perspective then, if you're extra sensitive in any way or neurodivergent, let's just say, everybody needs sleep, of course, but if you are extra sensitive, particularly in the world that we're living in, which is not really designed for people with that are extra sensitive or neurodivergent, we're already taking in a lot more sensory information. We already process it much more deeply, which is often why fatigue can crop up anyway as part and parcel of being extra sensitive just in our waking hours. But we really need our sleep even more, if you like. Often extra sensitive folk need just a little bit more sleep than neurotypical folk, so that's also something to bear in mind. When you process much more deeply, when you're taking in so much more information, your brain's got a lot of stuff to do. So it needs that time to just, essentially sort the wheat from the chaff, as well as the normal reasons why we need sleep. So let's get to the good stuff then. How do you get a good quality night's sleep? This can be really tricky for all of us, however we're wired, because we're living in stressful times. There's no way around it. Wherever you are in the world, we're living in strange times. And so we're taking in extra information. We've got news and information 24/7. There's lots of things. I'm not going to go into all the different political and other stressful things going on in the world. There's a lot. And so this can carry over into our sleep. It's no wonder that people are chronically tired because there's so much stress in the world that stress and sleep just don't go together, do they? If you think about it. To get good quality sleep, we need to convince our minds and our bodies somehow that we're safe, that it's okay, and that we can rest, okay? And often what's happening, particularly if you're extra sensitive, is we are trying to go to sleep with too much stress, energy, and tension in our bodies and in our minds. So, and I'm saying that before getting into the how, because you can't expect to have really good quality sleep if you're taking with you, I don't know, maybe stress with your kids, maybe they've got something going on at school, or you've got, I don't know, an elderly parent that's struggling, or you've just watched the news and there's something awful going on, which there is always something awful going on, and you've got that swirling around in your body. It will impact you, sensitive or not, but especially if you're extra sensitive and you're prone to overthinking and taking in more information. So the first thing to approaching a good night's sleep, this is serious business. The first thing is, one, accept that we're living in stressful times and our bodies, at the very least, our minds too, will need some time to de-stress, to decompress, and release the stresses of the day, week, month, the last few years. Okay. So just hold that in mind as I go through these next steps. Okay, on a very practical level, a bedtime routine. This is not just for babies and toddlers and young children. A bedtime routine for you. If you have got children at home, think about what you do for the kids, particularly if you are extra sensitive, maybe you've got sensitive kids. Think about all the little steps that they need to get themselves to sleep. Maybe they're not great sleepers themselves, and if that is the case, whatever you do for yourself, I promise you, will benefit your children. So a routine for me might be, I'll roll out my mat beside my bed, my yoga mat. It's nothing fancy, no fancy pants yoga. I've not got Lululemon leggings on. It's just me in my pajamas. I'll probably lie down. I'll probably stretch my legs a little bit, roll my ankles, maybe have a full body stretch, maybe rock my knees from side to side. And just, to be honest, it's so in my body now that I just tune into what my body needs, where there's a bit of tension, and just have a stretch, a little bit of a roll around. If you need more support with that, get in touch. There's lots of little videos or sequences that you can kind of write down and follow to get you going. So having a little stretch, basically. Taking some longer, slower, deeper breaths to just kind of coax your body into, oh, okay, it's okay, I'm fine, it's safe for me to sleep. And also to relieve the tension. Now, on that, if you've had a really, really stressful day and you kind of feel like you're fizzing, you're probably going to need some movement that's a little bit more vigorous to get it out of your system. So you might not be ready for a nice kind of stretchy, yumminess type movement, that kind of is more soothing to your system. You will need something a bit more vigorous. So for me at the moment, and I go through phases of things that I love, and this is for a multitude of reasons, but one of the things that it helps me with is to get stress energy out of my body is to dance. And I follow a couple of people on YouTube, and I'll take some of their, just a 10-minute dance workout, for example. Or it could be a bit of a power walk round the block. Whatever is your thing, if it's been one of those days and you kind of feel like really wired, you're going to need some kind of movement to get it out. I promise you. It's really important. Then once you've got it out, then you can think about those soothing movements. And the other thing on that one is to give yourself enough time. And I know this is really hard because we're all time poor, aren't we? But if you're wanting to go to sleep for 10, be honest with yourself and think, well, how much time do I need to wind down? And I've got to be honest, and I'm not like putting myself on a pedestal or anything like that. But for me, it's TV time that goes or is shortened. I don't spend a lot of time watching TV because I know the impact it will have. When I say I don't watch TV, I do watch TV, but I don't watch it in the evening. This is what I'm talking about. That evening time, I know I really not benefit if I'm watching TV till late. The weekend's a whole other thing, but in the week, that kind of bit of time doing my routines to help me sleep. So give yourself enough time. And the other thing, and this relates to the TV thing, is reduce stimulation. Whether you're sensitive or not, things like using your phone, which we know is backlit, we've got that blue light coming through into our eyes, is telling your brain that it's still daytime. Having bright lights on is telling your brain, we can be awake, it's daytime, we don't need to go to sleep. Back in the day, our ancestors, their rhythms were dictated by sunrise and sunset. So, obviously we do have extended days now, and that's not always practical, but maybe at a certain time, just starting to lower the lights. I love a lamp, stick a lamp on, or even some candles, and just softening the light, reducing the stimulation, definitely not going on your phone and answering messages and things like that at a particular time. I would think about how long you're watching TV for, because this is all stuff going into your brain, external stimulation. So yeah, reducing that external stimulation sooner, maybe it relates to how, how soon you start your kind of winding down routine. And I think that's it. I mean, there are obviously things that you can include in your routine that are useful, that are tried and tested. I spoke on my September self-care video about, I like at the minute, particularly at this time of the year, to use a really nice body butter with lavender oil in it, to give my feet a little self-massage. So self-massage is a great way to help wind yourself down. And again, it's a nice kind of consistent routine. Or you might have a hot bath, or, put some lavender oil on your pillow. Those things we know work, but they're not going to work in their isolation necessarily. I think the best thing for me is to have a consistent, steady routine, reduce external stimulation, and being mindful of what your day has been like. And if it's been extra stressy, you're going to need to get that stress out first. Okay, I hope that's been useful. Let me know if there's any specific sleep questions in the comments below, and I'll try and answer them. I could potentially do, I have got a really old sleep video, a preparing for sleep video, that I could potentially do a little winding down for sleep yoga sequence, like a 10-minute thing. So let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. And if you watch this video, come up with your own routine, I'd really like to know what worked for you, what didn't. The more we share, the more helpful this video becomes. Okay, thank you so much. If you like this video, of course, please share it with somebody that needs it. And if you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really helps my channel grow. And of course, if you do want more help and support with your own self-care at home, please consider joining my membership. There's a lot more self-care tools, therapeutic yoga, etc. for everybody, but specifically for those that are struggling with anxiety, stress, that are maybe extra sensitive, neurodivergent, or anyone really that just likes to align their self-care with the seasons. Okay, that's it from me. Take care for now, and I hope you have a great night's sleep.